Final Tag 2024. Are you ready to be entertained? If so, you may want to switch another channel because I can't promise I'm going to entertain anybody with this. So Final Tag. And we've been doing this, I don't know, I guess I've been in the VC, I think this is 6 years. Might be working on 7. Time goes by fast. I just know when I started, I didn't have as much gray hair and a lot less wrinkles. But that's beside the point. So Rob Walker's put this together, at least the first one. Now, what generally happens is there'll be about 5, 6, 7 more of them coming. I mean, suddenly, we're going to have a metal one. We're going to have a jazz one. We're going to have a punk one. We're going to have a whatever you want one. But Rob's the first one to get it out. And yeah, right there on New Year's Day. So we're doing Rob's. We may do some other ones as they come out. We'll see. So Rob Walker, let the music play. Check out his channel. You can get the questions. I'm going to read the questions. My problem is I wrote them down, and I generally can't read my writing. So we'll see how this all works out. For you, if you are new to the vinyl community, if you are a person saying, gosh, I would like to do one, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. We all have that. Vinyl Tag is the way to go. If you have just started your channel, do Vinyl Tag. Vinyl Tag gets you noticed. Vinyl Tag pops up constantly. I find more new channels through Vinyl Tag than any other time of the year, by far. And it's interesting because we all answer the same questions, and it kind of gives us a look at what your taste of music is, what your thought process or lack of thought process is. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just fun. So it's easy. The worst part about doing Vinyl Tag is there's a hell of a lot of albums now I have to put away, and I hate putting away record albums. I hate it. I don't mind taking them out. I just hate putting them back, and no one would do it for me. It makes me kind of sad. So let us begin with Vinyl Tag. First question, favorite purchase of last year, favorite purchase. And I bought way too much. Way too much. But I would say my favorite, Waves of Distortion and Shoegaze Comp. I don't know why I took that out because it doesn't really matter. There's nothing there to show. And this is great. It has a little poster in there. It just looks like Shoegaze from 1990 to 2022. And it has so many different groups. This has helped me explore more new shoegaze. That's what I like about comps. Comps come out and there's groups I don't know about, but I dig a song on there and I go, man, I got to look at more. And thus I jump into a rabbit hole. I bought more shoegaze this year than I've ever bought in my life, but there's kind of a renaissance going on within shoegaze. It's changed, it's morphing, dream pop, shoegaze, all kind of melding together. So this was probably my favorite. And that was followed closely by, yeah, I'm doing another one. Yeah, sucks. Strum and Thumb. Strum and Thumb. And this is the American Jangle Underground from 83 to 87. It's a 2-album set. So again, a compilation of jangle pop from the 80s. And look at this. You talk about a big-ass book. Isn't that nice? This thing's great. This came out a few years ago, so but I was able to get a copy of this. And great set. And most of these groups I was unaware of, but it has allowed me to dig in. So fantastic comp, Strum and Thrum. Strum and Thrum. Wow, 83 to 87. Wonderful. So, favorite purchase. They're all favorite. If I bought them, they had to be a favorite, right? Okay, my last purchase. Last purchase I made was Guns N' Roses. And we have, what the hell do you call that one? Guns N' Roses GNR Lies. And this is the unedited version because it has wife beating has been around for 1,000 years. 10,000 years, not 1,000, 10,000 years. That's kind of, wow. And it has the sexy inner sleeve and some guys that really look kind of like, you know, what the hell's going on. But this is my latest purchase that I just had purchased last year. Okay. All right. Next we have, you know, a group that talk about a group that did 2 albums in a year. Well, you could do King Gizzard Wizard. You know, how many albums did they do in a year? You know, 10, 20. You know, I did buy Guided by Voices came out early in the year. They had this, La La Land. And I don't have any Guided by Voices. And a lot of people were talking about this. They liked it. They're saying great things about it. Well, by God, if it's going to be that great, I want to get onto that train. And, oh, it's black vinyl, nothing sexy. Well, unless you think black vinyl can be sexy if that's what you like. So I bought this Guided by Voices. And guess what? Then they put out, and I did not buy these, they put out Welsh Pool Frillies and Nowhere to Go But Up. They put out 3 albums. Now, I know the question said 2 albums, but I'm an overachiever. And so by overachieving, they put out 3, but I can only show you 1 because I only bought 1. Generally, if a group's putting out all that kind of stuff, I'm kind of, yeah, really? Shoot, I got one, though, that did 2, and I can show that. Aha. All right. Well, that'll be later. Okay. If you could only listen to music from one decade, what decade would it be? That's a great one. I'll go with the 80s. Now, this is tough because 70s, mid to late 70s is a sweet spot for me. That's the punk explosion. To me, my favorite punk, you know, where you have the Sex Pistols, Buzzcocks, Stranglers, you know, a lot of it come from UK, but you had from us, you had Pere Ubu, you had the Dead Boys, the Ramones, so much good stuff. Talking Heads comes in. I mean, mid to late 70s is an explosion of fantastic music. As I was entering college, it meant a lot to me. But in the grand scheme of things, we're checking the 80s. The 80s had the garage rock resurgence. The Paisley Underground came in. The beginning of shoegaze was starting. There was still punk happening. It was turning into hardcore punk. It did have hair metal, and I forgive the 80s for that. Though a lot of you really like hair metal, and that's great. I just, what's with the hair, man? You know, it's going to fall out if you keep doing that. And it did for a lot of them. But there was one wonderful music coming out in the 80s. I was in my 20s in the 80s, so I was now working. After college, I had money. I could buy record albums. The Waterboys Fisherman Blues came out in the 80s. If you look behind me, you'll see a lot of 80s albums. You know, back there, the Uskadoo, the Descendants, the Public Enemy. Grace Jones could have been the early 80s. You know, there we got over the Misfits. So, fantastic. 80s. Easy. Any Manchester band? Well, I checked Manchester, Vermont. I have nothing from Manchester, Vermont. That's what he asked. Any band from Manchester music. There was like 10 groups. I mean, they're all like hoedown groups, I guess. I don't know. So I decided to look at Manchester, UK. Okay, so I went from Manchester, Vermont, which really kind of was, I don't know, Elliot probably has something from there, but I didn't. And so I went to Manchester, UK, that had a lot, and I was going to do the Chemical Brothers. I don't have any yet. I haven't brought them back, only on CD. But how about the Buzzcocks? And I Am the Amazing Buzzcocks 12-inch clear vinyl maxi single. Is that just not the coolest thing in the world? What a great title on here. And let's just make sure it's clear, okay? Because they did say it is. It is. It's blue. See? You see that? Okay. Not really clear, though, is it? I mean, clear to me is see-through. You can see through it, but it's a blue. But it's pretty. It's very, very nice. So this, was from the Buzzcocks. And what I really like about this is this helps the people that are challenged, because on the back they give you instructions. Remove the contents. Behold the amazing 12-inch clear vinyl maxi single. Place the single on a turntable. Select a speed as close as 45 RPM as possible. I mean, this is great stuff. Lower the arm containing the needle onto side 1. Turn the volume up loud, and hear What Do I Get in Fast Cars. Repeat, go to side 2. This is what I think is helpful for a lot of people. Oftentimes they struggle at, what do I do with this? And if you're just getting into vinyl and you just got your turntable, this is the perfect album for you. You just can't go wrong. So look for that one. It'll help you out. It's not cheap either. But Buzzcocks out of Manchester, not Vermont, Manchester, England. Okay, that was number 5. Number 6. What artist did you listen to the most in 2023? Artist I listened to the most was Luna, because I got this reissue finally. I had the box set, all these I brought back in. I got this reissue. Then this year, they released these 2 albums. 2 albums. And they revisited those 2, but these are live concerts from 2017. Luna Bewitched, Luna Penthouse Live. And love these 2. I just recently got these in, ordered them. They took forever to get here, but finally got them in. And again, they look at these 2 albums and play the music from them. So Luna is an all-time favorite group. And I find the music extremely beautiful. Dean Wareham from Galaxy 500, from the 80s, that great decade, the 80s. In the 90s, he made Luna, and they're still going. Love to see them in concert someday. Who knows? So that's who I've been listening to the most. Show 7-inch singles. Okay, I don't have much for 7-inch singles. All my 7-inch singles are in here. This is everything I own. Some of these I saved from the flood. I don't have covers, but let's just take out some and we'll just show what I got here, okay? Just real quick, and we won't go too deep into this thing. All right, here we go. Spaceman 3. This thing is awesome. It's Spaceman 3, and really rare. First Boy on the Moon. Side A, Sofa. Side B is Fast Machine. Fantastic music. We have Orchestra El Macambo, and out of Puerto Rico, Salsa. Super duper. We have Sigue Congos. This is from Puerto Rico too. It's Puerto Rican punch. Juanita, Crasa. Pure Puerto Rican punk. Very fun. We have the Put-Ons. Put-Ons is David Pedrosa from First Boy on the Moon, that's his group. He also used to have a punk group called the Put-Ons. So that's from the Put-Ons. And there's another Put-Ons. And then we have this Cramps. And this Cramps is neat. And Something Good Guys Don't Wear White, and 5 Years Ahead of My Time. So there we have some singles that I have. And there is some more. Again, people send me singles. I generally never go out and buy them. I did buy the Spaceman 3, though. My local Radio Wasteland had that, so I had to buy that from Jim. Okay, now we get in. 4 people. Who would you invite to a party? Who are 4 artists that you would invite to a party? They don't have to be alive. It would be better if they're alive, because chances are they're going to interact, but they can be dead. You can bring them in. You can bring them back to life. So you've got the power. Bring them back to life. They're called zombies. Deal with it. I don't like zombies, but I got some dead people here. So I'm inviting Miles Davis. Now, I know you're saying Miles Davis. All he's going to say is he's just going to call everyone motherfucker. You're a motherfucker. Half of everything Miles Davis said was, you're a motherfucker. But I'm going to invite him. He's kind of a downer. So we're going to pick this up. We're inviting his ex-wife, Betty Davis, Queen of Funk. Not just funk, nasty funk. We're going to put these two back together. That ought to make a fun party. But we need to keep the party going, right? So why not bring in George Clinton? George Clinton was able to supply his whole band with enough drugs that he really didn't have to pay them. He just gave them all drugs and, you know, they're zonked out. That man can party, though. So, I mean, who wouldn't want the King of Parliament, Funkenstein, in there, you know, and Funkadelic? So we're going to invite him. And finally, since he's bringing all the drugs, well, we have to invite Sly Stone, who can ingest all of those drugs that George Clinton brought. And maybe it will help, those drugs will help both Betty Davis and Miles get along. I doubt it, because they're all a bunch of motherfuckers. But it's okay. Miles will have a lot of fun. So that's where, you want a party? Let's have it a funk party. Funk on, baby. Perfect. Okay. Then we go into someone we lost, and a person we lost at the beginning of 2023. Someone we lost in 2023, Tom Verlaine, and quite sad about that. Great guitarist, of course, of Television, Marquee Moon, one of the greatest albums ever, and these are his first two solo albums that are excellent. So very sad, but Tom Verlaine passed away, and believe it or not, everyone will die except for Keith Richards and Ozzy Osbourne. They will live forever. We don't know how, but they will. All right. Then we get into if I can only listen to music from one country. Well, the U.S., of course. Now, UK has a lot of stuff I like, especially the punk, but U.S. has Miles Davis. Boom. Boom. That's it. Miles Davis. Has Miles Davis. I can just listen to him, and I'm perfectly fine. But, you know, there's Grace Slick. We have Grace Slick. You see her up there. There's Pearl Jam, Descendants. I mean, Uskadoo. Yeah. No brainer. US. Okay. Then we go into VC Discoveries. Couple channels that you discovered last year. Well, we know the VC is run by Mike's. If you don't know that, I'm just telling you. Mike's run the VC. So, I've been on a kick to find Steves. More Steves. We can start taking control back. Kind of a power struggle, Mike's and Steves. Now, there's still the Mike's run the VC. But I did find a couple channels. Steve from All the World's a Stage. He has 600 and some subs. Found his channel. Been listening to that. Really good stuff. Always enjoyable. Knows his poop, you know, unlike me, who just kind of, I don't know, whatever comes out. But, you know, and he listens to more music than it's incredible how much music he listens to. It blows your mind. So we have that, Steve from All the World's Stage. Then there's Steve Harold. Steve Harold, I think he's out of California because that's where I was touring. He's been visiting record stores there. He has like over 9,000 subs. But I found his channel, another Steve. We're putting this together, this Steve power struggle that we're getting together, and we're grouping all the Steves together. And eventually we will run the VC and take over the mics. I'm sorry, mics. We're coming for you. Look out. It's Stevie time. All right, now we're moving into, that was number 10. Oh, no, that was number 11. Don't even keep. If you want to get this right, go to Bob Walker's channel to get it right. Okay, record I bought as a teenager. Very first record I ever bought. Lost it in the flood, but I found it again because it costs nothing. K-Tel, Do It Now. Very first full album I ever bought. And, you know, again, it was K-Tel, so we took a 3-minute song, cut it down to 2 minutes. I had not a clue. I didn't know till years later I go, wow, that song sure is different now, isn't it? But it did have on here, what was that one? I really, Gimme Some Lovin' by the Crazy Elephants. I thought they made it. Years later, I found, no, that was Spencer Davis Group. Doesn't matter. Not the Crazy Elephants. So, yep, first album I ever bought. That was number 12. Number 13, Show Some Soul and Funk. All right, Show Some Soul and Funk. Well, I showed you a whole bunch there already, right? But how about we got this from Sam and Dave. This is a nice original. Hold On, Sam and Dave. That's great. Here's a little twofer, a couple more originals. we have Otis Redding sings soul ballads. Otis Redding at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And all three of these albums, I want to thank Steve Bales. After the flood, he allowed me to go into his collection and allow duplicates and get them. And he had so much good stuff. So thank you, Steve Bales. Another Steve, not a member of the VC. If I can get him in, this man has power to wield. I'm telling you, big things can happen. Okay, number 14. The mics are getting scared. Okay, let's see. Show a record that everyone has and one that no one has. Oh, I forgot the one that everyone has. Well, let's see here. Hold on. I got it coming up here. We got one that everyone has coming up. Most everyone has that. I don't know, maybe Vinyl Richie doesn't. But, you know, almost everyone has that because it's sold 1 billion. Now, something almost that nobody has. And we'll go with I Can't Understand You by Mike Naomi. Zamrock. This is from 1978, I believe. And it's never been you can get a Zambian copy, you can get a Kenyan copy, and I believe a French copy. But they're all from 78. It's never been reissued. So there's a nice original of a wonderful Zamrock classic, and this is the Zambian edition. So super happy. I'm betting, except for Dylan from Noble Records, maybe Paul out in the Netherlands. You don't have this one. Okay, so there we go. That's number 15. A female artist you bought in 2023. This is the last. I just bought her just recently. Emma Anderson. She was from Lush. She was kind of dead. She wasn't the main singer of Lush, but she, I believe, was one of the guitarists, possibly. Backgrounds, and she did other singing, but she put out a solo album this year. Beautiful stuff, very dreamy, ethereal music. Emma Anderson. Good stuff. Number 16, we have favorite video you made and most favorite one you watched. So favorite video I made. I don't know. They're all my favorites. They're my kids, man. It's me talking. Ones that did the best was this year. Actually, my number one video was if there's a vinyl fire sale happening. Is there a vinyl fire sale happening? And if so, is it the end of the world as we know it? And just looking at what was happening, how some companies were no longer going to carry vinyl, cutting back on vinyl, how there was these massive clearance sales going on. I mean, where you're buying albums for nothing for shipping. So I did that, which had about 9,000 views. And my other really big one for the year was my 741-mile pilgrimage to Noble Records, as I had a huge VC meetup down in Charlotte. And thank you to all those that attended that. That was great. So that one did over 6,000. Favorite, Flipside CT. He does these Rolling Stone documentaries that are so professional, so incredible. This is not his job. He researches it on his own. It's Steve. Yes, it's a Steve. I'm telling you, it's a Steve again. Flipside CT. He's great. But a few years back, he did a couple on Velvet Underground and one on Max's of Kansas City that got taken down. Max's did not like it because he didn't ask permission. The other one I do want to call out, though, is Doug from Fat City Vinyl. He did a whole series on Lee Scratch Perry, but I'm not seeing it. Doug, did it get taken down? Let me know. It was so good. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 parts where he examined Lee Scratch Perry's life and looked at the music, and it was excellent. And I'm not seeing it on there, but Fat City Vinyl, if you like reggae at all, you gotta sub him. Fat City Vinyl. Doug. Okay, so then we get to number 17, show a 90s classic. I have a lot of those. Let's just say this one. There's Primal Scream, so moving on up's on there. Absolute classic of the 90s when you think of trip hop and all the ecstasy and stuff like that going on. Boom, boom, boom. That's the one. Maybe they're from Manchester. I don't know. Okay, then we have If You Could Walk Into an Album Cover. if you could walk into an album cover, what would you pick? Well, if I could walk into an album cover, let's do this one, because it's just kind of mind-blowing. And you go, we're going to walk into this. Bunch of naked people on a riding motorcycles. I mean, don't you just want to just kind of pop in and go, hey guys, what you doing? You don't have no clothes on. Did you know this? Are you going to get in trouble? It looks kind of fun. Talk about breathing, huh? Wow. That would be kind of fun to walk in. I'd just like to know what possessed this to happen. And can you do it? Can I do it? Can I join in? Maybe not at my age now. May not be as attractive. But yeah. Now, the problem is, this is when I would walk into. You know what would happen? I'd walk into this piece of hell. That's what's going to happen. I'm trying to get to that one. I'm going to go into here, and there's a frickin' witch or something right there, and I'm just dead meat. I am screwed because this person's going to kill me. I know that's what's going to happen. So, you know, that's just the way life goes. I want to go with a bunch of naked people riding motorcycles. There might have even been chicks there, though I think they're all guys, which is kind of sad. But I'll wind up with a chick that's a witch or something, and she's going to kill me. So, okay, that was number 18. Number 19, album feels like a greatest hits. This album's so good, it feels like it's a greatest hits. Well, let's just face it. We're trying to keep these albums up. Boston is a greatest hits album. The first Boston, pure greatest hits. Everything on here is solid. I think everyone knows that one, but here's one I think is like a greatest hits. And that is the Cramps, their first full-length album here, Songs the Lord Taught Us. This thing is phenomenally good. Every song on this, to me, is perfection. You know, Drug Train, Garbage Man, Rock on the Moon, I Was a Teenage Werewolf, Sunglasses After Dark, Strychnine, I'm a Mad, Mad Daddy's on here. Mystery Plane, Zombie Dance, I'm Cramped. Yeah. Fucked Up. It's on there. This is awesome. This is like greatest hits to me. Bam. I mean, one of my all-time favorite albums. Okay, and number 20, an album that turns 50 this year. This year, one of the greatest albums ever made turns 50. I'm so excited because there should be celebrations. This thing should be blowing up. I hope there's an anniversary box set of it. I hope it's like a 10 album box set. I hope that they do like million color variants because it deserves it. But one of the greatest albums of all time is 50 this year, and it is Bachman Turner Overdrive, Not Fragile. Baby and stage ain't seen nothing yet. Bum bum. I adore this album because this was my coming of age album. Not one that I had sex to. I mean, this is when I really got into music. This was the one. This is where rock suddenly was there. It wasn't AM radio anymore. It's like, listen to this. Sledgehammer's on there. Oh my God, roll on down the highway. I have never, ever tired of this freewheeling Blue Moan and Blue Moan and Going Away With You. Not Fragile. Jeez, rock is my life. This is my song. It turns 50. There needs to be a 10 album box set on this thing, and I would be the one guy buying it going, yeah, baby, Bachman Turner Overdrive. So there we got it. That's it. Boy, did that go long, but it's my channel, and no, that's always what happens. So thanks for tuning in, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.